because it takes a lot to sit up under this pressure.
Yeah.
WGN Investigates has learned the investigation into an allegation of sexual assault against a Dolton Village trustee has been
The
closed.
village employee told police that she suspected Andrew Holmes may have engaged in unwanted sexual conduct with her after she passed out in his hotel room during a taxpayer-funded trip to Las Vegas in 2023. She has filed a lawsuit claiming Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard fired her after she reported the alleged incident. Las Vegas police now tell WGN News their investigation is closed. No charges filed. The accuser did not respond to a request for comment. Andrew Holmes will only say that his work as a trustee in Dolton and community activist in Chicago will continue.
How can you sit here and treat an individual that's only trying to help, but you walk away? You turn your back on who helped you, first and foremost. Thank the police department for the work you're doing. I used to think that police get criticism.
I am a mother of one. I was raised in Dolton. I graduated from Thornton Ridge. I worked at Dolton Park, worked at Dolton Library. So I would say I'm a definite true citizen of Dolton, and I'm a survivor. So she took me under her wing. It was like mentoring. It was like learning different opportunities. Like I said, she was trying to coach me to let me know that this is the game. Like that's our favorite thing. This is the game. I'm teaching you the game, and I want you to be able to have opportunities that I had because I am the first Black woman mayor of Dolton, and you can be the one taking my seat. Like that was just one of those things that she always wanted. She always wanted to elevate herself, and then elevate people under her, which was what she said that she wanted to do. And upon meeting him and then being around him, I deemed him the Uncle Drew. Like I gave him that name, and it went all the way down to the mayor calling him Uncle Drew just regularly. That was just his name because he made everyone feel comfortable. I've even been in places by myself with him, in cars, wherever, by myself, plenty of times before ever anything, and he's never gave me an inkling of he'll harm me, he will make a pass at me. He's never done any of that. So yes, I deemed his Uncle Drew because now I feel like if I step out of here and how I know that you fight for these other people, these other victims and all of that, you have my back. I'm pretty sure I'm safe if I'm with you. And that was the relationship that he allowed me to take from him. The other assistant, just, being in our modes of being an assistant, we're saying stuff out loud, especially if the mayor's there, 'cause she's always doing something, so she wants to hear what we have while she's doing something or whatever. So now that assistant, she'll always say, okay, well, we got this upcoming trip. And then she said the dates, and she said May 21st. And I was like, that's my 31st birthday. I've never been there. I didn't necessarily know if I was going or not, but I definitely said, I want to make that trip. So Tiffany was, telling me like, this is not, no trip like that. Like this, we're going down there for business. And I said, well, I definitely understand, but I still never been in the vicinity of Vegas. So even if I could just be there and it's my birthday, I would still feel good. But I was like, you know how hard I work anyway, so I'm not even worried about that. And that was the conversation. This is our last night in Vegas. When we clock out, isn't anybody hitting the strip with me? It's my birthday. And everybody said no, or they had something else to do, but Andrew. Miles did say that if he's done doing whatever he was doing, he'll catch up with us. Okay, so fine, but I at least knew I got a man with me, I'm gonna make it home. I ain't even gotta worry about try to go on the strip by myself. I legitimately thought that, I was gonna make it home. Until my last memory was me waking up in his room. Why not now? Right? And you'll hear so many stories of, oh, well, she waited 20 years and she waited 30 years. I knew if it was ever happened to me, absolutely not. That I knew justice needed to come immediately. And that's why. So it might seem like it's a now for you, but this has been a long journey for me already. And I've already put my suffering aside. I put my depression aside. I've worked on all that. I did my praying on if I should be sitting in front of you today saying my story. And I'm ready. That's why now. And I'm not just fighting for me no more. I realize that I'm fighting for every woman that's been in my position. I'm fighting for a sister that doesn't have a voice. I'm fighting for a sister that's scared. I'm fighting for a sister who doesn't have a sister. I'm fighting, not just for me. I would like to say thank you, Officer Miles, for being my hero. You're the only person that stood up for me, opened your mouth, had the dignity to put everything that you had aside, your whole life, your whole personal life, for somebody that you didn't even know. You honored the badge that you vowed for. And I appreciate you for that. And I pray to God that you get infinite blessings, because you deserve that. And I thank you so much for even being a human being. Not even just a police officer. You felt what was right. You felt what was wrong. And you stood on that. And you made it to the end to help me. And not only me, now you're helping so many other people. So thank you so much. So much. You know, a lot of people have been telling me they're so proud of me. And at first I never understood what they could be proud of, because I just felt like I was just doing what's right because it happened to me. But then coming out and the news putting out my report, and hearing that it might be possibly other victims, that broke me even more. But it was like, that's why they proud of you. Because you let them women feel like I can say something and somebody's going to stand with me because I was done wrong. And I want to say to them, I know it's hard. I promise you. I know it's hard. But if nobody stands up for you, you have to stand up for you. And I promise you, everybody else will fall in place. I promise you. And we're not victims, okay? Because we are still here, all right? We are survivors. We are survivors. And we are surviving. And we are going to live again. We're going to have our lives back. But first you got to stand up, mama. And I'm right here. I promise you. If any of y'all who's watching this need me, I will be right there, no matter where you at. And this is what I'm starting the foundation of. We're stronger together. Because we are. And we are a community of women, and you know what? And I don't want to even say women because it don't just happen to women. And you men, oh, y'all are more people to hold it in. You don't have to. We're stronger together. And as soon as everything gets solidified, I'm hoping that if you are a victim, please find your way to contact me or any of my people, and we're going to help you. Because you need a voice, and if you don't have your own voice, I will be.
WGN Investigates has learned the investigation into an allegation of sexual assault against a Dolton Village trustee has been closed.
The village employee told police that she suspected Andrew Holmes may have engaged in unwanted sexual conduct with her after she passed out in his hotel room during a taxpayer-funded trip to Las Vegas in 2023. She has filed a lawsuit claiming Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard fired her after she reported the alleged incident. Las Vegas police now tell WGN News their investigation is closed. No charges filed. The accuser did not respond to a request for comment. Andrew Holmes will only say that his work as a trustee in Dolton and community activist in Chicago.
Listen, billiard head. This judging better be on the up and up. You hear me?
The name of the Alderman Davis has always been associated with double honesty, double integrity,
Double dealing.
and double de. No. Now that's not right, Travona.
Yeah. We'll do it together. Okay. Well, some of you know the history of the last 6 years of my administration. That's who we work for. We work for you. And then Tammy. You know what? Tammy ain't gonna get elected. Tammy not gonna get elected. Nobody knows her. But I'm gonna tell you, Tammy's been an employee for UPS for 31 years. Has hired over 10,000 people. Gentleman, Phil, you know him. You've seen him on TV. You know, they say he don't live here. We're gonna object to him going on the slate. Well, we proved all that. He wind up on the slate. And he's standing up here because he got elected. Because he got elected. And guess why I put him on the slate? Because we have to address some of the things that happen here in Dolton that may be on a criminal level. And over the years, Andrew Holmes has been out here helping in communities. And he's kind of like the old Russ Ewing. You know, some of you remember Russ Ewing? I'm going to turn myself in, but I'm afraid to turn myself into the police, so I'm going to turn myself into Russ Ewing, even though I know I'm going, but maybe they'll handle me a little gentler. That's why we got Andrew Holmes. So here it is, right here. Communications. You're going to know what's going on. Jobs. And public safety.
This is Senator Napoleon Harris. We just want to say congratulations to the new village trustees of the village of Dolton. I'm happy and excited about the new direction that Dolton is going in. Looking forward to working with them and Mayor Riley Rogers in the future.
Okay, this plaque and award says East West University Social Awareness College Readiness Job Resource Fair. Andrew Holmes, thank you for your tireless time, dedicated service, and support of the youth of Chicagoland area.
I'd like to thank you, Andrew.
Well, this was unexpected. First and foremost, I give all praises to Christ through the prayers. I'd like to thank the mayor and the board. I'm going to take this opportunity to thank all the volunteers, Chuck, Penny, and Trini, and everybody that got out here and grinded from one end of Dolton to the other end of Dolton. And I want to thank the village residents of Dolton for opening up your doors, just listening. Not to the bad side, but the good side. As Obama said, change coming, change is here. We're going to start working with the mayor and the trustees to build strength in the police department, public work, fire department, and also build up the village of Dolton. Dolton is a place where you're supposed to come and live and rest and enhance the quality of life. And as I stated, and I tell them all, now when you come to Dolton, if you think about doing any crime, you might well turn around because it's a new time.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes, for all your community.
We skip citizens' address and ask for an adjournment here. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Yes.
May I be recognized just one minute
Yes.
before you adjourn?
Go ahead.
Just 1 minute before we adjourn. You know, I just want to pass this to my mama, because without her, I wouldn't be me. Mama, will you come and get this?
Okay, I didn't know his mother was in the audience.
And also, real quick, where's my grandbaby, Kiara? You know, I lost my daughter 2 years ago. And I know my daughter would have been here, and I know she's still here. But, you know, to keep moving forward, I take care of my grandbaby, and it's my grandbaby. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, good. And since we went there, Ed Steve, his parents are here. He's going to perform for us tonight. Then we got the Vance Kelly Band. This is a celebration for us tonight. And then we got Mr. Logan over there on the sound. He provided all the sound for us here. And that food line is getting real long. We got our police officers here, our chief, our department heads, Janice, Matt Stacy, our engineer. So I hope I didn't miss anybody. And I'm Madam Clerk.
We need a motion to adjourn.
Okay. And we're going to get a motion to adjourn.
May I be recognized, Mayor?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to get recognized real quick before I get in trouble. Steve, you brought something up. I got to recognize my better half, Helen Riley.
Helen works for us in the Public Works Department. Okay. Can we get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Okay. Second. It's been motioned.
Thank you, Chief. Any discussion up here on the board?
Yeah, Mayor, may I be recognized?
Go ahead, Trustee.
First and foremost, I want to thank the community because this last wave of gun violence that we had, they came out, they gave up video surveillance, they gave up information, and it was the community that came up at the crime scene on both of the last shootings. And you talking about people standing up being tough, it was the community. And I can guarantee you, like I told you, these cases going to be solved because of this community. Enough is enough. We're not playing the numbers games. We're not putting out the numbers just because, you know, and hopefully we hire these police officers. We're not hiring them or hiring them because of gang violence. We're hiring them because of overall drug trafficking, whatever criminal activity they're thinking about doing in Dolton. And just as the chief say, if you see that sign, you better think about turning around, because you go through Evergreen, they don't play. Guess what? You're going to find out Dolton ain't going to play. And it's going to be because of the residents working with the police department bonding. You know, they done marched and marched, they done ran and ran. Dr. Keenan did what all he had to do, but guess what? We got to stand up, and it's about action. And at this next police board meeting that we have coming up on 31st, we ask that you come out. Bring your information about any crack house, drug house, I don't care what's going on. It's the community that's going to put a stop to this. They can say what they want to say about Dolton Police Department, but I'm out here and they're working 24 hours around the clock trying to solve these last cases, and I'm 100% they're going to solve them. But it was the community that stepped up, showed out, and showed other people how to do what you got to do. People in Chicago looking, oh yeah, Dolton did step up, and I'm letting them know for the record. They did step up. They did come up and give up the information. They're not scared. They put the videos right there when the officers were there. They gave them the information, gave them names, and that's what it takes. And all the naysayers that want to point the finger, then turn around, look at the mirror, and look at yourself. Because I'm going to stand behind Dolton Police Department and do what we got to do and help. But my hat goes off to the residents of the village of Dolton who stood up, came out, didn't care what camera was there, didn't care who was looking at them. They knew a crime happened here, and they gave up the information. And at the end of the day, we owe it to the village of Dolton people.
I forgot to mention, please, my apologies. First of all, I want to say a thank you to Cook County Sheriff's Department, Illinois State Police, and any and every agency that assisted us last week on our incident. An update on that incident. You all know that our officer returned fire, hitting one in the leg, which was taken into custody immediately. Pending him being released from the hospital and being contained by Cook County Sheriff's Department. He was charged and is awaiting trial for attempt murder to appeal, 2 counts of aggravated restraint and aggravated armed robbery. The second offender, which we had a good lead on, we had in custody, but we was waiting on DNA to come back from Illinois State Police Crime Lab. At the point that we had him, you only have so much time to hold him, in which he was released. 24 hours after we released him, the DNA came back positive to the second shooter. I'm happy to announce that today we got a warrant signed by the judge, and we did not have to search for the individual. Our detective called him in and said, "Hey, I need to see you. I have a warrant for you. If you can come in, or we will hunt you down." He has came in. He's in custody right now, and he's being processed and will be transferred over to Cook County Sheriff Department in the morning. So we have both shooters that committed the crime of armed robbery and that were attempted to take the life.
Keep them incarcerated or let them out.
Man, be recognized for a minute. I walked that block the last 2 days. I got the information on this young man, like I explained. When you sign a complaint on this individual so he can be arrested, you must follow through on it. Just don't think just because they come through there and they arrest him, you don't have to come to court. If you're going to stand up strong. And I explain, if this is going on and it went on last night, call 911. Get the police over there, sign the complaint so he can get arrested. You know, if he don't sign the complaint, he's going to continue to walk. But I agree with him. If you sign that complaint and they get him and you go to court, I go to court with you. I stand with you. But you got to be able to stand up strong, because not all individuals are disturbed, but this individual, from walking that block, talking to the resident, he has some problems and they need to be addressed.
Hey, Pat. And I came by there one morning, she's out there painting the fire hydrant. Because we all got to take charge, and we all got to take a positive role in trying to get our community back on stable ground and be positive and be proud of where you live. I'm going to ask for a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
Trustees Denton? Aye. Steve?
Aye.
House?
Aye.
Brown? Aye. Holmes?
Aye.
Henyard? Aye.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming.
Where that lady at? Oh, there she go. I'm going. First and foremost, I'm going to say this. I work with any and everybody, but when I see you're hurting the peoples, then it's time for me to distance myself from you. I ran to help people. can't do it all by myself. And I applaud each and every man, even some that are standing in here, because there's so much crime throughout this city, throughout this village. It's been a lot of the men in the Dolton have not been recognized because, see, they're not having it on their block. And they've been the first ones to stand up and address that issue on their block. But I've seen so much here in this village since I've been a trustee. And excuse my language. It's a damn shame that trustees that was here before me, bickering and fighting with Riley the same way. And I say this and I mean it. But you same ones that was bickering and fighting and not worrying about tax people dollars, but you in the same damn room right now trying to destroy this village now. You couldn't get in a room when he was mayor. You wouldn't go. But now you all get in the same room and try to destroy this village and try to put venom and let this village bleed.
Yep.
Until I see wrong, then I'll step away. But I'm going to stand as long as it's right. When I see more women lose their job with this last administration, more women had lost their jobs, forced out of here. Some are relocated with the help of the FBI in other states until they continue this investigation and get to the point where they have to make some arrests because of so much money that have been stolen in this village. And I say that from the past trustees to the last mayor. I ran against him because I seen things that wasn't right. It wasn't that I hate that man. There were things that wasn't right. And there are things that had need to be changed. People forced out of their job. Police department, police is in Dolton. Couldn't talk to me because you were dictating them not to talk to me because you wanted to hide the crime that was in this village. And I didn't want to hide it. I go to the media, I put it out because I feel they should know one way or another whether you put it out or not, because they can get shot if it's not out there. Police is scared to talk to me. That was in Dolton because of this crime, because you know why? They had a family and they had a job. And for you, the last mayor administration, to tell them not to talk to me and in fear of their job, you were wrong. But then you called me in your office and tell me who to talk to and who not to talk to, who to take a picture with and who not to take a picture with, who to stay away from and who not to eat with. I'm a grown man. You're not going to tell me who to talk to. You're not going to tell me when to stop. It's like telling me when I got to go to the washroom. It's about this village. It's about this people. And I don't care who the mayor is. The people own this village. The people run this. And if you don't like it, then move. I don't have no hatred in Riley. I pray for his help. But when you try to dictate and try to tell me what to do and not help the people, and when it came down to crime, you didn't want the people to know about the crime. And I said this, and I said it from my heart. From the last trustees was here, and I meant it. You all around the table now, trying to discuss what to do, how to end things in this village. Stand up and listen to these people. Everybody got an opportunity here, even the trustees that are on this board now. There's many rooms here in this village, in this hall. Sit around the table, discuss things. Let's get things out the way. Let's get these taxes down. Let's help. The people won't help. They want to see this place grow. And it just hurts me that African American people, whether they're men or women, instead of trying to destroy each other.
Yes.
But charge it to my head and not my heart. If it was another race and another creed and a color up here, nobody would say nothing.
Yes.
And you look at how Malcolm X and Dr. King wanted to uplift this state and uplift this city, and now you're going backwards. We don't have time to go backwards. We don't have time to do this, and we don't have time to do that. And if it was anything that was going wrong, any money that's been stolen, any money that has been misused and abused, there's the U.S. Marshal and FBI would love to come in here and do what they have to do to take these things down. So while we got our people here and while we're holding these seats, let's keep these seats, keep moving, and educate our children.
Yep. Thank you, Trustee. Are you done? Done.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. We're going to open it up for citizens' address. We're going to end on that note. Thank you, Trustee Holmes. Okay. You got 3 minutes. Chief, you got it, Chief Collins.
Talking with the fire department in Indiana, state of Indiana, reason because they have a safe haven box. That alarm goes off and it goes from the chief on down to the chief of the police department, chief of the fire department. That alarm goes off once that baby is placed in that box. I'm trying to see how we can generate funds to have them to build 2 of those boxes here in both firehouses. You can still bring the child to the firehouse now, but I'm working on that part, and those are some of the things that we are doing. But also you mentioned about the firemen over at the schools. I'm going to be talking to the chief. You know, little children coming up love to see people in uniforms and see people working. That's just a mentorship. So I'm going to talk to the Chief Mobley about maybe we can get 2 of those officers, you know, to go over to the schools too. You know, you have the police department and you have the fire department. You have your next fire chief, your fire captains right in that school in an early grade. Let me see. The incidents activity reports from January the 1st, 2019 up until October 31st, 2019. There was a total of 85 calls for fires, motor vehicle accidents, 250, emergency medical service, 2,484, hazardous conditions, 172, fire service calls with good intents, 301, fire alarms, detectives activators, 272, special incidents 5, technical rescues 4, a total of 3,673. And I must remind you that, you know, we're getting into the season where, you know, check your carbon and monoxide, get your fire, whatever you have to do to save lives inside your house. You know, practice, teach kids, teenagers, and sometimes even older adults, and check on the seniors. Please check on the seniors because they forget, you know, to put batteries in their alarm system. As of November the 4th, during the month of October 2019, the Chicago Police Department responded to 3,016 calls for service. In addition to responding to the calls, the following activities was recorded. First watch for traffic, there was 108. Second watch, 21. Third watch, 64. A total of 193. Previous month, we had 276. Parking violations, first watch 45, second watch 81, third watch 48, a total of 174. Previous month, we had 274. Criminal arrests, first watch 35, second watch 3, third watch 37, a total of 75. Previous month, 63. Warrants, first watch 7, second watch 3, a total of 10. Previous month, 10. Good evening. Came out for the Halloween, safe Halloween. But second of all, I'd like to thank the community for constantly calling, giving up information, and not giving up no matter what year it was that an incident happened. On October the 9th, 2012, there was 5 individuals that decided to organize some crime in Dolton. They were off 148th and Wentworth. The crime consists of attempted murder, 5 armed robberies, 5 carjackings. Murders was committed in Dolton. Murders was committed in Chicago and other surrounding suburbs areas. I want to say, as of last week, 5 of those individuals were found guilty. Thanks to the community, thanks to the hard-working detectives and the police officers in Dolton. Officer Brian Cardine, Officer Coleman, the detective division in the other suburbs, South Suburban Task Force that assisted, and Officer Daryl Holt. And what I'm going to say is as we have new officers coming in and getting sworn in, we got to think about our home base here with our own detectives that go to court every day, being there 8 hours a day, sometime at night, and look at our officers, Coleman, and look at Holt and our other officers. It's one thing they do. And I say, if you're going to commit a crime in Dolton, you better think twice, because we got the toughest detectives here that's going to solve these cases. And if they're solving these cases, which they are, our past cases, our present cases, we need to look at promoting these officers, sergeants, and commanders. I'm done, Mayor. Thank you.
Just did is a violation. I had nothing that I was going to say standing here today. I was coming to be just a simple spectator. But make no mistake, I'm going to make it my representative job to make sure each one of you go appropriately where you need to go. And if you do anything that you just did, I ain't got no problem citing you with the FBI, because you've already violated the color of law. There will be no more of that. And he can't move me in his nightmare. And I want all of you all to understand, that is no more of that. As a people representative, are you all the biggest fools in this subdivision? I am an official people's representative. You have all made me a witness against you. And don't you keep being no fool with my rights. Period. Here's what I say to the resident. Take it back. All these taxpayer dollars, they y'all's. Take it back. Get rid of them. We don't need no more outsiders. This is what we get.
This isn't necessary. You may, however, show your gratitude by making a generous donation to my favorite charity, the Alderman Fred C. Davis Clinic for Unneutered Cats.
Alderman, I didn't.
My secretary will accept your check on the way out. Good day, Wilhelmina.
The name is...
This hour 18, he's helped in solving murders and cold cases. Now this well-known Chicago community activist helps police catch his own brother, accused of a crime hitting so many of us in the city. CBS 2's Stephen Graves talked to him about why he led police to a member of his own family.
Andrew Holmes believes wrong is wrong, even if it means holding a family member accountable.
No, we're close, not bitter. When you got the proof right here, and I'm looking at you, and I'm watching you.
Holmes is referring to this doorbell video he says shows his brother, Eric Holmes, stealing packages. You see him walk up to and then sit on a porch, later walking away, bag in hand.
These are people's personal properties. They paid for these items to come.
Holmes says Auburn Gresham neighbors recognized his brother, call after call from other people saying his sibling did the same thing to them.
Nah, so yeah, I gotta put a stop to him.
And he did.
You know they looking for you. Ooh. Police. Yeah.
Calling Chicago police detectives to come pick him up last month, Holmes' normal work of helping find murder suspects and consoling grieving families put on pause for his own family business.
You know, just because you're my brother don't make you right that you have to commit a crime and you have to get away.
This is far from the first time Eric has had trouble with the law. Accused in July of stealing packages from a USPS mail truck, smashing the side window with a rock. Police say they caught him with a duffel bag full of the stolen items ranging from shirts and jeans to coasters. Holmes says his brother struggles with substance abuse. This was in an effort to save him, he says, from more run-ins with the law or even getting killed.
Who's the best person to find a relative is a relative. You know how to find him, you know how to get him, put a stop to him.
Holmes says he hopes by speaking up this will motivate anyone with loved ones caught up in criminal activity to take action and get those family members some much needed help. Reporting in Auburn Gresham, Stephen Graves, CBS 2 News.
Eric Holmes is now facing a felony count of theft for his recent arrest. He was back in court today, and we are working to get an
Activist Andrew Holmes was fired from the organization Chicago Survivors. In that role, Holmes has shown up to many crime scenes to offer services to the families of homicide victims. Holmes is also a Dolton trustee and is facing sexual assault accusations by a former Dolton employee. Chicago Survivors says their relationships with the victims' families and the community is paramount, and there needs to be a strong mutual trust and an assumed high level of safety for the adults and children. Their statement goes on to say, quote, "For those reasons, we terminated his employment in April. Upon learning of those serious allegations, Holmes didn't respond to our request for comment once the lawsuit by his accuser was filed."
There is some new fallout tonight to a story we've been following closely out of South Suburban Dolton. Mayor Tiffany Henyard's former assistant and a Dolton police officer have both filed a civil lawsuit against the mayor and trustee Andrew Holmes. Much of that lawsuit centered on what allegedly happened on a business trip to Las Vegas last May. NBC5's Regina Waldrop has spent 6 months trying to track down this story. She has a closer look at the new complaint.
Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, trustee Andrew Holmes, both now the focus of a civil lawsuit.
Everybody that's named in this lawsuit should resign from their position immediately.
The lawsuit was filed by two people, Henyard's former assistant and Dolton police officer Byron Miles. It accuses Holmes of assault and battery and Henyard of retaliation. The incidents allegedly occurred during and after an economic development trip to Las Vegas last May. On that trip, Henyard and a handful of Village and Thornton Township reps, including her former assistant and trustee Holmes. NBC is choosing not to name the woman. According to the complaint, the woman felt disoriented, lightheaded, and ultimately blacked out after dinner with Holmes. She woke up in the trustee's bedroom, physically uncomfortable and with no memory of how she got there. The complaint details a conversation between she and Officer Byron Miles when they returned from Las Vegas. A member of Mayor Henyard's security detail at the time, Officer Miles, in the complaint informed the woman that the trustee told him he had unprotected sex with her in Vegas. Officer Miles advised the woman to seek medical care. According to the complaint, when the woman met with Henyard to tell her about what allegedly happened, Henyard told her if the information got out, she would be ruined and all the work she'd done would be lost. She then claims Henyard told her that she would take care of it and that the woman should trust her. The woman claims she was later put on unpaid medical leave and later terminated. Miles claims he was removed from the mayor's security detail and returned to patrol duty and faced a number of retaliatory actions later on for coming forward as a witness to what he believed was either sexual harassment, exploitation of a woman. An attorney for Holmes told us he has no comment on the lawsuit. At Monday night's Village Board meeting, 4 Dolton trustees appointed Lori Lightfoot, Chicago's former mayor and a former federal prosecutor, as a special investigator to look into the Vegas trip and other allegations being made against the mayor.
At the conclusion of this investigation, I will provide an assessment of the findings and the recommendations, and I welcome and urge the full cooperation by Mayor Henyard, her staff, all village trustees.
The village told us in a statement it's imperative that any third-party counsel hired by trustees fully comply with legislative ordinance standards. At this stage, they do not meet these standards. Both the woman and Officer Miles have filed complaints with the Illinois Department of Human Rights. According to the lawsuit, they are seeking back pay, front pay, punitive damages, and also attorney's fees. Regina Waldrop, NBC5.
Well, hello there, Wilma. Nice of you to drop by. Usually it's me who pays you the visit.
Somebody always winds up paying when you stop by.